Hello everyone, this is Marigold's Chao Garden. I'm Marigold, and here we have Dr. Ivo Robotnik, and he is joining our garden for the first time. This is episode 2, and here's Eggman having fun with pudding. And now here's Bernerd. As you may remember from last episode, Bernerd didn't quite learn how to swim. And now, so here, Robotnik's just going to console Bernerd with some nice cuddly animals for Bernerd to play with and learn from. So yeah, Robotnik just gave Bernerd a skunk, and that gave Bernerd some very fun characteristics, physically speaking. And now Robotnik is gonna be... Oh, there's a... Oh. You see, this is the kind of stuff I really like. I really enjoy this. And I like that all of you get to see... Oh, here we go. See, earlier, when Robotnik had first arrived, he picked up a dragon. I believe this is the animal's name. And so, now, Bernerd is going to get a bunch of dragon characteristics. Like, as you can see, Bernerd has dragon wings now, as well as dragon feet, dragon arms and hands, and dragon horns, antenna. It's the whole thing, except I believe Bernerd is keeping the sort of pompadour-like situation on their forehead. Now, Robotnik is getting right to the swim training. This is really nice, and I'm really happy with where this episode is going right now. Just seeing Robotnik help Bernerd along, and also at the same time kind of helping Bernerd find their way, because as you know before, in the last episode we only had hero characters, but I made all of you privy, I guess is the word to say, to my plans regarding where I want Bernerd to be in the near future, which was to have Bernerd become a dark Chao. Now, whether you think that's just because of just color scheme wise, or if you think this is genuinely darkening Bernerd's moral compass, that's up to you. I know, for my part, I have compared Bernerd to Cain. Well, that's not true. You see, in the last episode, I called Bernerd Abel, compared Bernerd to Abel in the biblical story of Cain and Abel, and you see, that was a mistake, because what I wanted to denote with this reference was that of these two that were born together and are basically siblings, not to gender them as brothers, as Cain and Abel, I believe, in the original story in the Bible were. It was more to just sort of show that one was a character of positive moral leanings, I guess is the nice way to put it, and while the other is perhaps dark, you could call it. So, I apologize for this mistake. I tried to rectify it in the video with editing and... Oh. It seems that Bernerd has fallen asleep. Well, let's find Pudding and get to her. Oh, them. And... Huh, I guess they're both asleep. at the same time. Huh. I planned for Bernerd to learn how to swim, but I guess we're going to be selling this eggshell, or not, because Robotnik came through a Chao key. Now here's Rouge. Rouge is entering into the Chao Garden for the first time. Not via Chao key though. She thought ahead and exited afterward and went to the Chao Island via the stage select screen. So she can go anywhere she wants to. Anyway, she's going to the Chao Black Market, which is right next to a school, which is very odd. But she's going to sell those eggs that have been around since the last episode. And now she's browsing the black market for any potential friends to add to our garden. There was a white egg, as you may have noticed, but I thought maybe we could hold off on that if we ever decide to have a one-tone, solid color white Chao. Now here is the next egg, and as you can see, for the two-tone regular Chao, or default, I don't know what the word would be for that. It's white, blue, and a pale yellow. And it's an aqua blue too, but yeah. And those are the colors of the Chao, while the white egg contains a white Chao. So generally speaking, the eggs are colored based on what the colors of the Chao are. So, here we are back in the garden, and our Chao are still asleep where they were before, and so now Rouge is just going to wait for them to wake up. Here we have her still waiting, and it's taken a while, and Nut just fell, and we're having a little quiet moment, and I think I'd like to take this moment to really reflect on how far we've come. So, I believe before Bernerd fell asleep, they leveled up to a new level, and I didn't get to see where Bernerd's stats ended up in that regard. And hey, Pudding is awake now, and so is Bernerd. So we're back in business, I suppose. So let's see if, alright. Bernerd still can't swim. 97 is not enough. I thought perhaps it might be, because 99 was enough for Pudding, but that's not how it worked out this time. So, for running anyway, I guess that's the difference. Bernerd, you just went right back into the pool, right after I took you out. Why would you do that? Anyway, here's Pudding, and I just gave Pudding a nice peacock. Oh, Bernerd. Bernerd. You're so close to learning how to swim, you just can't wait, but you have to, otherwise you're going to be hurt. And I don't want you to get hurt. So we're going to take Pudding out of the Chao Garden for now, because we have some different plans for Bernerd and for Pudding, and it's going to be awkward to have a dark character be around a hero character. We might have some unintended side effects with regards to Pudding's alignment. So we put Pudding in a drawing class in Chao Kindergarten. Now, I didn't like school back when I went to school, but I feel like Pudding might have a good time with it. I would hope that they treat their Chao students very well in the Chao Kindergarten. Anyway, Rouge just bought a dark fruit, and so while Pudding is away... Bernerd? Oh. it's time to have your dark fruit. And it's okay. It's all okay. You're not going to drown. You're just going to be turned into a dark Chao. Somewhat. So as Bernerd eats this, you may notice, well, for one, Bernerd's stamina stat going up, as eating tends to do. And as well as with one dark character petting a Chao, you may notice there is some darkening of Bernerd here. You may have seen Bernerd at the start of this episode very pale because Bernerd was on their way to being a hero Chao, but now Bernerd is more along the lines of a neutral Chao. And right here, because Rouge hadn't gotten any swim chaos drives, which is what they're called. So right now, Rouge is just trying to make the most of her visit to the neutral garden by upping Bernerd's power stat, because being strong is important, and making sure your children, your Chao children, can hold their own is also very important. So now, Rouge is left, and we're back at the kindergarten to pick up Pudding after their lesson had finished. And here it is, Shadow. Shadow is here. Shadow is here to pick up Pudding from her drawing lesson, to bring her back to the neutral garden. And as you can see, Shadow came with swim chaos drives, which is very nice. Very thoughtful of Shadow, because, oh boy, Bernerd was headed right for the pool, and he's probably going to be having a hard time in there if Shadow hadn't stopped them. So, here we are. Shadow is helping Bernerd reach the next level of their swim stat. And so, now we have almost reached the point where Bernerd can swim. I think Bernerd is going to be doing a great job of swimming as soon as... Bernerd, you're not supposed to go there yet. Okay, I accidentally messed up the exploit, but... Oh, and you see Pudding did a drawing so quickly after learning the lesson. That's so wonderful. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to turn off the Steam notifications. Excuse myself. Yeah, Pudding tripped, but it's okay. And Pudding is back on their feet. And, Bernerd tripped as well. Shadow didn't seem to know what to do there, but it's okay. And, oh, Pudding, I'm sorry. Here you go. As you can see in the background, Bernerd has started swimming. Here we are. Here is Bernerd. Here's Bernerd swimming. Bernerd in the water, able to take care of themselves. This is a far cry from where Bernerd was before, earlier in the episode. And indeed, before in the last episode. Anyway, that was, you could see Pudding's drawing there. I don't know if it'll stay for the next episode, but it's nice. You'll be able to look back on the video and admire Pudding's artistic talent blossoming, I suppose. So yeah. And here, it's feed time. I'm giving Pudding a nut to eat. And Shadow wants to make sure that Bernerd is on the darker side of things, and wow! Right before our eyes, Bernerd has changed from a sort of low contrast, darker, faded pale blue to full on solid brown and red, as well as the colors obtained from the skunk and dragon animals. There was one dragon, but it's okay. And yes, now, as you can see, there has been some change, some big change in Bernerd. The tip of their head is a little different, especially different from Pudding's. It's pointier, a little more crooked, I suppose the word could be used, and as opposed to Pudding's, which is more like Aw, look at Bernerd. They were just kind of scratching their cheek like a little cutie. Anyway, yes. So there's our Chao, our swimming Chao. Bernerd isn't going to be a swim Chao, I don't believe, but Bernerd is able to handle pools, which I appreciate. I think that's wonderful for Bernerd to be able to deal with pools. But as we all know, swimming in pools takes some fatigue. Oh, poor Pudding. Tripped on their face again. But as we all know, pools take a toll on swimmers because swimming is a physical activity. So we want to make sure that Bernerd doesn't get exhausted. So we're gonna take Bernerd out of the pool, and we're petting Bernerd now. Bernerd seems very happy, and I'm really happy too. You see, Pudding knows how to draw. Bernerd knows how to swim. Bernerd has cool dragon parts, and Pudding has a little, what's the word for it? Peacock? I think it's a peacock. So they are done, and we're done. Goodbye.